I'm back, and for the Ihomeentertainment news, I'm Brian Harrison. I may seem a little frustrated today, but the big reason is, I guess I actually made a mistake. I shouldn't have done it, but I sent this guy who was from this school to my YouTube channel, and you know how rejections go, and so anyway, he's if he had known me, I would have probably felt better about it, because then he would give me a reason. But he kind of gave me a reason that didn't make sense to me, just for the fact is he doesn't know me, number one, and I feel like been given a chance, and this is involving filming. He said I wasn't that good at editing, or that I needed to learn how to tell a story, and yet he hasn't seen what I've done. Or not necessarily seen what I've done, but seen what I'm capable of doing. See, most of the stuff I do here on YouTube, for those who don't know, and you probably have this experience, and I know there are other people, I have friends at work, and so I only can do what I can do by myself. If I'm filming somebody else, oh man, I could do all kinds of cool things. I mean, I hope you saw Journey to the Cross advertisement. I think that was done pretty well, and I actually got thumbs up for that one. Because I had shown that video at like a meeting thing for Journey to the Cross. So this guy's like, well, you need to know about how to sell a story and all this stuff. And you know, the funny thing is, I'll tell you something about filming. That's what Hollywood's been trying to do for years. And there are films I bet you've watched that you're like, it's a good film, but you're like, what in the world is going on? So, it's not necessarily about selling a story, because the thing is, what will happen is I'll see it happen, like you'll see a story being sold. It's telling the truth. I feel it's more not just selling a story, because you can always try to sell a story, but the problem is because Hollywood's overrated that, it's not about marketing. It's about telling the truth. It's about getting out there and trying to do what's right, not by trying to just tell a story. I understand telling a story and how you tell it works, and I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to film and shoot. I always shoot different things, and I've done a lot of things, but that's when I'm doing it with somebody else. I do these by myself, so he doesn't understand that. I feel like I should have been given a chance. If he comes from the school, and I'm not going to tell you the school name because it's wrong, because they are a good school. I see there's a fit, and I felt like I can be a part of it. But I don't like when people assume things when they don't know. They just really don't know. They're not smart enough to get, maybe I should just give him, maybe I can't offer him a discount on tuition right away, but maybe as I see him work, maybe I should have him actually film so I get to know him better. That's what I would have done. But that's me, because I know how it is to be rejected, and I know how it is to assume something when you don't know. Like, to be honest, I did assume that with my friend Thad, he has a channel. I kind of, at first I didn't know what to think of him, to be honest. But I like what he's passionate about. That was my thing. And so and he's proven to be, it's amazing what he can do. But so that's what I'm saying. When you give people a chance, it's giving them a chance, maybe, to do something, to show, to prove. So I may feel a little frustrated because of that. So I'm sorry if I'm taking it out on people, but I feel, there are people in this world that really try hard at work for what they do. I worked for what I have, to do this YouTube thing, to do this. This wasn't possible without me doing something, People don't realize that even in the film industry, it takes money. Almost anything you do takes money. The cheapest thing I know that you can do is if you did podcast, and that's actually the cheapest and it does take money, but it's not as expensive as video. Video is way expensive, but you also have to have people to help you. And then if you do YouTube, like green screen thing, you sit in front of this, like what I'm doing, sitting in front of a green screen. I don't have anybody running a camera right now for me, And so, I mean, if I'm doing my stuff, if I were to do it for someone else, well, I come up with all kinds of cool ideas because I'm doing it with somebody else. But of course, I haven't really had that opportunity because I don't have people over to my house. And if you look at my green screen where it's set up, my green screen, because it's so big, it's actually big, so it's actually covered up by some of the things around it. So I only have this certain much of window space. I only have certain much window space to show the green screen, to show certain people. I can fit like 2 people. I technically think I could fit 3 if I didn't have things around it. So I guess what I should say is, if anybody's watching this, my big concern is, and I think there are people that are like this, is be careful on what you say and know the facts before you say it. This guy, to me, he's a great guy. He's nice. He was friendly. He wasn't rude, but he just didn't know what he was talking about. He wasn't. I mean, I saw his video on the web. I saw the video that was made of him, and he was talking about the school, and he was doing 1 camera shots. He was telling me, I'm just doing 1 camera shots. Well, number one, I have a green screen. I don't have all this switcherboard. I have a switcherboard, but it's not worked with the green screen. It's supposed to, but it doesn't. Number two. Number 2 is, it's hard to have 3 cameras when you have 1 person, and that match the same when they're all not the same cameras. And there's all kinds of things, and it takes money. Everything you do takes money. And you do with what you have. And that's why there's young filmmakers like, that I've seen that are actually becoming praised to use what they have instead of trying to meet some industry standard or trying to sell a film or story through some industry marketing garbage that this guy tried to tell me, because I've heard that marketing garbage before, and it doesn't make sense because what they're trying to do is film is not an art anymore. It's a way to sell stuff, and it's wrong. It's wrong because when you're trying to sell stuff, in my opinion, depending on what it is, you're sometimes trying to cover up stuff, because film has a habit of covering up sometimes. When it's like when they're filming one polar bear trying to sell this that the global warming is causing the problem, when there's 25 polar bears behind them that are doing just fine. You start telling lies, in my opinion. And I'm not saying they're trying to tell lies. I'm just saying, but I'm also saying, you need to give people a chance. And so that's my frustration today. I just got a call. By the time this is uploaded, it will have passed, but at least the day will have passed. But he saw my videos and he said I had good quality, but he said I don't know how to tell a story. And I'm like, dude, it's YouTube. In my mind, I'm thinking it's YouTube, number 1. Number 2, there's actually quite a few people. There are some people who like what I do, and I'm not trying to make people like what I do. I'm doing it because I enjoy it. That's number 1, most of all. You can get a person who can sell a story, but the problem is with all these guys who try to sell stories, they don't really enjoy filming. I actually enjoy it. And I bet you I could sell a story when it's not just me in front of 1 camera that's by myself. Okay, yes, once in a while I have my friend, but he's not always around. He's working. So I'm frustrated. He'll probably see this video and comment and say, I know what you mean, because he had some of the same things, not in film, I don't think necessarily, but he had other things happen to him. And so, it's just... We work well together, actually. We do write scripts. We've written some scripts together, and that really turned out well. People they like them. But, of course, we lost those with the last computer crash. And that's why it got a long time. Those who hadn't subscribed, it took a long time for them to do it. But I do think those who do comment and who do realize that we all people and we're all going to do things differently. You look at YouTube as variety. That's what I'm saying. You look at YouTube, there are videos that are liked that you probably think that shouldn't be liked. And they're not highly professional, people, Hollywood is waking up to a real reality. And other television stations, and I'm going to tell you this right now, because of YouTube and because of the idea that we can express ourselves, and the Hollywood industry is struggling, I believe. And I believe there's other things, other places and people that are going to be struggling, no matter what. But I have to go now. It's getting to the time to go. But I'm sorry if I've offended anyone, but that's not my intention. But I want to tell you guys and remind you, and I know people know about this, so I'm not trying to nag and try to say, well, you have to do this or else. No, it's not that. It's give people a chance before you say anything. Like I said, I would have done it differently, but obviously these people aren't smart enough to think of that. So, especially schools, sometimes they get this idea. But the thing is, I want to tell you something about film. You got to start somewhere. And if I don't get that chance, or if you don't get that chance for what you do on your videos, you won't be able to develop, because you're not given a chance to develop. They keep putting you in this box and they leave you there. And then they say, and then they try to wonder why you're not pushing any further than you are, because they put you in this box. So don't put people in a box. Give people a chance. I'm Brian Harrison, and today seemed like just a frustrating day for me. So I'll guess I'll talk to you later, and I hope to hear from you and comment. And I want to once again thank those who've commented, especially Dawn 300. I want to thank her for commenting a few times on my videos. I forgot to do that in the last news I did. So I'll talk to you later.